Hey, everybody, welcome back. Today is July 13th. We are getting inching every so closer to football season. So, a couple weeks ago, we did defensive position rankings using our steakhouse as the rating system. Today, we're going to do the offensive side of the ball. Same thing, steakhouse ratings as well, up next.
That's my standard. That's my standard. My champion standard. Champion standard. Pull up with the answers. Yeah, the answers. The champion standard. Champion standard. Yeah. That's my standard.
Hey, Rob.
What's up?
Not much. I feel like we're in the quiet part of the season before the storm gets here at the end of next month, man. Things are kind of dragging by slowly. SEC media days, I think, are this coming week, and so
are they?
Maybe that'll kind of initiate a little, I don't know, dialogue, conversation, and I'm sure Brent will say everything's great and talk they probably have to cut him off at the SEC media days like they do here and
turn off the microphone
there's a little red button that comes on when his mic goes off or something.
You get what is it, like a good hour with him or 30 minutes, and they'll probably get 4 or 5 questions answered in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That has to be a part of the strategy, though, right? I mean,
maybe
that's probably where he's just like, I'm just going to talk football, and just go on forever. And that way you don't have to answer 20, 30 questions. You just answer your 4 or 5 and then be finished.
Maybe.
But yeah, it is tomorrow.
He just really likes to talk. Okay. That starts tomorrow.
Yeah, it starts tomorrow. Yeah.
I think they have 8 teams a day or like 4 teams a day. I think they really spread it out. It may just be 8 teams a day, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see some of the comments that come out of there, since everybody's writing us off outside of the state of Oklahoma. So,
right. It looks like Brent is on Wednesday. You're right. They split up like 4 teams a day, and he's on Wednesday with DeBoer, Billy Napier, Florida, Jeff Lebby of Mississippi State. And then he's last, it looks like, for the last one for the day, Wednesday, July 16th.
That's probably they did it on purpose. He can't push back the rest of the teams if they do him last.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean that's what it looked like on the schedule there.
Oh, just kidding, Brent. We all just ingest, man.
Yeah, you want a passionate head coach, man. He loves football. You can't stop talking about it.
He does. And everybody's wishing him, the best this year and hoping he can get that good season under his belt in the SEC for sure. But
yeah.
So yeah, let's talk a little offense today. Let's get offensive. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the defense, did our rankings, pretty much aligned across the board on where we had everybody going. We just kind of swapped at the end between the interior line and the safeties, but we both agree those are the 2 best position groups on that side of the ball. So, offense. A lot of changes on that side of the ball. So I don't remember how we did this last year, but if we did it right out of spring, we probably felt really good. If we would have did some position rankings in like May last year and then like December of last year, can you imagine what we would have been sending half the team to Golden Corral? I kid, but maybe not too much.
Some of them were standing outside of Golden Corral and couldn't even get in there. They were waiting in the car.
Yeah.
Stay outside. You're going to get the doggy bag.
Yeah. Oh man, it was injury riddled, so it's not like it was anything toward the groups themselves. We just got plagued with injuries more than anything. But so yeah, just a little refresh. Golden Corral is the the fifth best, and it goes Golden Corral, Chili's, Charleston, Saltgrass, and the Ranch will be the best position group. So,
Yep.
So where do you want to start?
I say we start at the top.
You want to start
I say we
at the
start at the
Ranch
top.
this time?
Let's
Do
start
it a
at the
little
ranch.
different. Oh
Yeah,
man,
do a little bit different.
Well, I'm going to need you to go first then if we're doing the Ranch.
Okay.
Because I was
Why, okay.
I was waffling between 1 and 2, so
Really?
I need a couple
Wow.
of minutes to kind of figure that out before I like to be
Wow.
original too. I don't want to just follow your lead. I want to have my own guy, or
Okay.
position, whatever.
Right. So, the ranch, when we, give the rating ranch, it's the elite of the elite. It's the best steak you can possibly get in Norman. They have a 45-day dry aged ribeye, which is amazing. They all the compliments in the world, right? They've got the mac and cheese. They've got the Brussels sprouts, which I stole the recipe. I literally asked them. I was like, "Can you just write your recipe? Like, what is all in this? Like, how do you do it?"
Hmm.
I do it at home now. It's phenomenal. So this is like the best. Like we're looking at like the best of OU. Like, what is the group? What is the position that is going to uh, get to that goal of a 9-3 or a 10-2 season? And the reason why I want to start here is because you got the king, the leader, the swag. It's John Mateer, without question. Uh, the leader of the elite. Let me bring this up because I wanted to do my own homework here. So what I did, because I was curious, I had to see. So I pulled the historical deep passing yards of the last 8 years. I can only go back to 2016. So this is 8 years of quarterbacks. There's 1,746 quarterbacks, and I just ranked them all and then just filtered out the OU quarterbacks and then
Hmm.
the Washington State quarterbacks. Like I wanted to pull in Cameron Ward, and I also wanted to kind of see where does John Mateer in his only year that
Hmm.
he's played
Hmm.
football. It's only been 1 year, mind
Okay.
you. And I just figured, I was like, okay, let's take a look at this. And seeing Baker Mayfield on here, holy crap, man! On target percentage. This is like how many targets were on like to his receiver.
Hmm.
He Out of 1,746 quarterbacks, his 2016 he was fourth, and then 2017 he was 26th. This was with all attempts. There might be a quarterback in here with like 10 attempts or whatever, but that is wild. But coming down, John Mateer. Oh, let's
Seventh. He's seventh. I was
yeah.
counting it. Yep.
Hold on, right here. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it sorted. John Mateer. There he is. 1, 2, 3, 4,
That
5,
says
6,
sixth.
7.
Yep.
Sixth? Okay.
Yep.
He is sixth out of the OU quarterbacks and Cameron Ward and some of those other Washington State. Like, that's pretty good. And we're talking 2024 Cameron Ward, the guy that just got first round money, first overall pick money. He's right there behind him. If we look at like completion percentage, this is again true dropbacks. This is completion percentage.
Mm-hmm. Still sixth.
Sixth. Yep, he's sixth again.
Okay.
He's better than Spencer Rattler, better than 2024 Cameron Ward, better than 2022 Dylan Gabriel. I mean, like,
So
yeah,
that's not true completion percentage. What is that again?
that is passes over 19 air yards.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is specifically deep passes only.
Gotcha.
This is only looking at
I see that up there
passes
now. Sorry.
downfield.
Yep.
Yep. Historical. Here, let me actually. I've had some people are like, "Hey, can you like focus mode this stuff so that we can see it better?" Is that better, Brad? Yeah, that's better.
No, that's worse. It's smaller for me. I got old eyes, but that's just me. Yeah, that's fine. It was fine either way. So
Okay.
that works. Yep.
Yeah. So out of all the OU quarterbacks in the last 8 years, and even out of like Cameron Ward, I mean, he's for his first year. of football, he's sixth out of. I mean, really, the only ones that are better are obviously Baker, Jalen,
Mm-hmm. A
and
few
and
other first
Dylan.
round picks.
Yep, and then Kyler, and yeah, Dylan Gabriel 2023 was good too. That
Mm-hmm.
was the year
Mm-hmm.
where he had Nick Anderson, which, helped. A healthy Nick Anderson will help your stats a little bit. So, I thought it was pretty good. And going to see, like, if you're trying to get to 9-3, you're trying to get to 10-2, that's your successful year. You got to have your talented player take that next step to even push himself to a 2025 John Mateer that's even better than some of these guys that we've seen before here in an OU jersey. So, but I've been saying, I don't think it's a coincidence that when Cameron Ward went number 1 overall,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone in the building was just like, wow, awesome, because I really think that his coach Arbuckle believes that Mateer is a better quarterback.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that kind of coincides to our AJ Cooper, the Washington State um, linebacker coach for them, who's now at Arizona State, that was saying when Mateer entered the building,
Mm-hmm.
Cameron Ward had been there for 2 years. There was a legit battle in fall camp on who's the more accurate quarterback. Well, look at that. Mateer's more accurate in the deep ball, in his first year than Cameron Ward ever was in 3 years of football.
Right. Right. I was going to say, that some of those guys you had listed there may have played in a tougher conference, but not really. You had Big 12, Pac 12, uh, whatever. That was
Yep.
basically the two conferences. So
Yep.
similar in that nature. It wasn't like SEC versus Big 12 or anything like that. So that was a good comparison. Um, and yeah, just like you, I have Mateer and quarterback room going to the ranch as well. It was one of those things I couldn't keep him out of the ranch, that group out of the ranch, or in particular him. Um, Being ranked anywhere from top 5 to 10 returning quarterback in the country, depending on who you ask.
Mhm.
Kind of hard not to consider that one of the better, if not the best, position group on the team. So I'm with you there, and um, yeah, it just what he did last year. It if it translates 80% or 85% to this coming year, then he's going to have a successful season. So
Mhm.
we don't expect him to light it up like he did that particular schedule last year, but
Sure.
um, hopefully he has better surrounding talent and just the whole offensive line, whatever you name it, he can put up something close to that regard. So I'm with you. Quarterback room, both of us have them number 1. You updating your little chart there that you have. So here we are again. We're both of us are got the same one going to the ranch. So the next one, who are we going to send to the salt grass? You want me to go first this time?
Yeah, so just to remind, Saltgrass, not quite the elite, but it's still like a really great position group. Saltgrass, awesome place, really great steaks. The blue cheese crumbles there are something special. I don't know. Every time it's the one and only steak place I actually ask for blue cheese crumbles because
Right.
I think they're huge. But and they brown it at the top. Oh, it's just good, just awesome, awesome
Yeah.
steakhouse,
Yeah.
awesome. My God, I'm getting
Yeah.
hungry for steak, man.
Yeah. I
Ugh,
know. I think my daughter and her boyfriend are going to the ranch next weekend. He already made reservations. They'd never been there before.
nice.
My
Oh
daughter's like,
wow.
"Have you ever been to the ranch?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, you are going to enjoy that." And I told her,
Yeah,
I'm like, "If he's treating, y'all get separate steaks, separate sides, whatever. Don't be
yeah,
splitting any sides or anything like that. Just
yeah.
anyway." So all right. So hey, before I make my running back pick, I forgot to tell everyone, please like, subscribe, and download. Uh, wherever you follow us on your socials. We would appreciate it as always. So I am sending the running back room.
Wow.
to Saltgrass.
Nice.
Obviously, I would not be sending him to Saltgrass had Jaydn Ott not got on campus. So this is a transfer, big transfer in. You get the number one running back out of the portal to come in that substantially impacts your running back room that it was already good. Between I guess I need to put the depth chart up. I always forget about that. Yeah, already a good room. You had Tatum, X Rob, Barnes, and those guys. You had Salchuk there last year, so there was some already success in that room. Adding Ott just kind of put that room on steroids, so to speak. Um, just just a shot in the arm to them. Put up some gaudy numbers. Was it 2 years ago at Cal where he had his best season because he got hurt last
Mhm.
year?
Mhm.
Um, so hopefully he can come in and really be that difference maker. Uh, just a weapon in the backfield. Uh, can get the tough yards. Can get the long gains. Just an overall good back.
Mhm.
Probably the best one we've had since Kennedy Brooks or
Yeah.
who
The other
I think
Anderson?
yes, thank you,
Rodney Anderson?
Rodney. I couldn't
Yep.
think of his
Yeah.
first name. Um, so yeah, I think that running back room's much improved. Again, wouldn't have him up here in this second spot or the salt grass if it wasn't for Jaydn Ott getting on campus.
Yeah. Yeah, so I kinda, uh, I
I,
kinda
I
debated
know
this.
who you're putting in your room. I can already
No,
tell.
you don't.
I
No, you
do,
don't.
but it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. No,
I'm
am I
gonna enjoy it.
predictable?
No, just a feeling because I know how you feel about. Anyway,
Yeah. So I am putting the offensive line group. I'm sending them to the ranch. Sending them to Saltgrass. This
yep,
is a projection for me.
yeah,
This is a projection. I'm projecting when LSU comes into Norman in November in our last home game. I the best 5 of these offensive line guys. I mean, we're looking at all these guys here from Sexton, Ozida, EPL, Howland, uh, Boji, Vasusi, Weewoo, Jake Taylor, Derek
hmm
Simmons.
hmm
I mean, like, there's 8 or 9 guys here, and you look at some of the core guys like Troy Everett and Ozida, Sexton, Howland, Weewoo, Taylor. This is the only position group where they brought everybody back from that crappy offense last year, and they took a lot of crap. They took like we on this pod criticized the offensive line, like everybody did. And I going into this coming year, if there was going to be a position group out of all the position groups of all the players together that are going to be motivated and excited to get the bad taste out of their mouths from last year. They have a quarterback that knows what they're doing. They have an OC that knows what they're doing. I think they're going to come out with their hair on fire. And no, I don't. I debated Ott because Jaydn Ott is most likely our best playmaker outside of Mateer. But I'm projecting that come LSU, that this offensive line is in the top 5. That's why I agreed with Bill Steele's rankings the last episode. I was like, wow, okay, he actually put him in the top 5 for the SEC. Like, I actually agree with that. I think they're going to be in the top 5. I think once we finish the season, going into next year, they are going to be the best position group on the entire team.
possibly.
Like next year, they could
Yep,
be the best position group of the entire
agreed.
team.
Yep,
And with the number of guys they have here, I feel like you're gonna end up you've got a great nucleus of senior leadership, and then you've got the rookies like with Fasusi and Foji that are going to play. Like those two are going to play. Um, I'm thinking the starting five is gonna look like Sexton, EPL, Mikula, Fasusi, and maybe a Howland, something like that. I know I picked 3 tackles, but but they've got a lot of tackles,
They do
man.
have a lot of
They
tackles. You can't
they've
have
got
enough tackles. We saw
right.
last year, you cannot have enough tackles.
Yes. But I think Fasusi's gonna is kind of your X factor because I think he's gonna be kind of your swing tackle for the first, like, 5 or 6 weeks, and then I don't think Bedenbaugh's gonna be able to keep him off the field, much like Caden Green. So everyone wants to bash, like, Bedenbaugh for, like, not wanting to play younger players. He played Caden Green when he was his rookie year. He played in the Texas game. He was solid. He wasn't fantastic, he wasn't elite or whatever, but he was solid. Flash forward the next year, Caden Green is by far the best offensive lineman for Missouri. Like, and he started all 13 games. I think he was all conference too. So Beanbo, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think he was all conference.
Yeah,
I
I
think he
don't
was
know
second or
about
third
that.
team. Was he
You
not?
talking last year?
Caden Green? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I didn't feel like he was having a great season last year. That was just me.
Oh, maybe I
Maybe
just saw that he was Phil Steele's first team All American, and he got 2 AP All Conference uh, preseason
yeah,
stuff.
maybe that's right. And I have a bias to Missouri anyway. Anybody that's on their team, I just don't want to acknowledge.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to get at is that he Beatenbow played him, and his evaluation was correct. Like he's a good player, and I feel like I think he'll if Fasusi gets on the field, he's gonna earn himself on the field. Beatenbow will play him if he's ready to be played. I don't think it's gonna be a wait and see type thing. And so I think he'll probably be your swing tackle slash first person off the bench, spell series, whatever. Get in after Texas or at the Texas game. Fasusi's then injected in the lineup, and now you've got a nasty left guard in EPL. Jacob Sexton could play left tackle, right tackle, left guard. He could play anywhere on the line. So I think this offensive line will become a weapon of mass destruction come November.
I hope you're right. And I'm not going to argue with too much. If you're doing it, projection wise and potentially what this group could become, I can see why you'd move them up there as high as you did. But um, yeah, no, for all the reasons you said, it's just a deep group. You're hoping there's the position battles really help create five starters that can go out there each week and match up and hang with anybody they play on their schedule. So
Mhm.
I really like the two deep in particular. um, I do think you got 10 guys there that Bedenbaugh has at his disposal to rotate in and out if he needs to.
Mhm.
There's marginal drop offs at each position in my opinion. I don't think there's like a huge drop between one and two in
Yeah.
that group.
It
So
it
uh,
is very different than last year.
yeah.
It is very different.
So okay, we've ranked our top two groups.
Mhm.
Now we move over to Charleston's. Another good place to enjoy steak and I like their glazed carrots.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned the Brussels sprouts at the ranch, but the glazed carrots at Charleston's are something special to have too. So
Yeah.
um, your turn to pick first, since I picked
Okay.
last before. So
Okay. So
who's your middle of the road group, basically?
yeah, so Charleston's like middle of the road, but still, I mean, they've got
Yep,
a Hawaiian ribeye. I mean, they marinate it in soy sauce and a bunch of
pineapple.
pineapple.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like it's really good. Like it's still a really good group. This is where I'm putting the running backs. I'm putting our best
Mhm.
playmaker at Charleston's. I feel that this you got Jaydn Ott, who's your home run threat. He can take a simple GT counter read, make one guy miss, and he's gone. We pulled up a few weeks ago or a couple months ago when he transferred in, like counter wide zone. It fits. There's a fit, scheme fit, home run fit. He's lightning in a bottle. If that ankle's good, that knee's good, he's going to take off. He's gonna have a fantastic season. The other guy I'm watching is Xavier Robinson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If we get into the season and we start seeing Arbuckle do his thing from that 40-yard line of the opposing 40, start running some wide zone. And I think it would be incredibly difficult for linebackers to try to move horizontally to make an arm tackle on Xavier Robinson, who's puncturing in the middle of the line at 230 pounds. It is exactly what Derrick Henry does in the NFL in his 10 years of history. His bread and butter play is
Mm-hmm.
wide zone. You get those linebackers flowing east west, you puncture a big tailback going north south, and that is a very, very difficult tackle to make. I'm hoping that we have a lightning and thunder and lightning between Jaydn Ott and Xavier Robinson. I think the two of them could be. Arbuckle did it only a few times
Mm-hmm.
last year. Washington State some 21 back or some split back 21 personnel, but get into the mid season. These two might be rolling to where you might want to keep them both on the field at the same
Yep.
time. You could do some different things. You can get into some different pistol formations and get them both rolling. Um, yeah, so I like this group. So I think this group is going to be our best playmaking option outside of John Mateer.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree. Obviously, with that room, since I had them going to I forgot where I had them. Oh, Saltgrass. Yeah. Um, we didn't even mention Taylor Tatum. And
Yep.
Javante Barnes. We just talked
Yep.
about maybe a couple of the other guys, but Tatum, other than holding on to the ball a little bit last season, really showed some good flash in several games, breaking tackles, and he made a lot of extra yardage last year. A couple of times he'd get that extra yardage and then poof, just cough it on the ground, and you're like, dude,
Yeah.
um, you could get about 10 more snaps a game if you just hold on to the rock. But guy we didn't mention, a freshman on campus, Tory Blaylock, is kind
Hmm.
of that scat back that I know he won't get in the fold much this year, but when he does, he's got that speed and versatility that you really like at that position. Having little guys like that, like a little Quentin Griffin. I know he's not that small, but just a shifty guy like that. That's hard to get your hands on.
Hmm.
Very elusive. So I'm looking forward to him getting in the mix maybe next year a little more. But I always he's uh, kind of the lost name forgotten in this room right now because no one's seen him in an OU uniform yet. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good you mentioned Taylor Tatum because last year he was the only running back to actually manipulate defenders out of position for extra yards. And what I mean by that is like our running backs are incredibly like struggled last year running some of the simplest duo concepts where you read a backer. There's always a backer that's unblocked. You read the backer tells you where to go. And he was the only one that would actually set the linebacker backer up for a mistake, and he would make him pay for it. Saw it in the Tulane game. Saw it in another game. I forgot. I mean, I was like, oh man, this kid's gonna be good. The game's gonna slow down for him. He's got to hold on to the ball, like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
but he's a good one. He is like he's a good one. It's you got to think his football. Does he? I know he's a dual sport athlete. Is football important to him? It seems like it is to me, but I know there's people question outside. But he was the only running back to actually manipulate backers. Only one, and he was really good at it. Hold on to the ball,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
said. Hold on to the ball.
Yeah. And that I'm sure that bugs a player more than it does anybody else, coughing the ball on the ground like that. So no one has to say, no coach or you or I have to sit here and tell some guy to hold on to the ball. I'm sure, that's in their head as well. So, all right, we've made it 3/5 of the way through here. We're moving on to the fourth rated group, taking them to Chili's. You can get a good meal at Chili's, just not the kind of. Did I miss something? Hey, you're muted.
Did you do your Charleston's?
Oh, sorry. It's offensive line, but I've already. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Offensive
Okay, yeah.
line. My bad. My bad.
Offensive line. Yeah, you already talked
I
about it.
just I already
We
talked about
flipped
them
them.
in depth, so my
Yeah.
bad. We had already mentioned both of those groups, so yeah, definitely offensive line. And that doesn't even have to be a projection. I think that's their floor. You got
Nice.
them going, higher, but my floor is the offense for the offensive line is definitely Charleston's. I just think that's a good experience group on this
I
team.
just think they're gonna be pissed off, man. I think they're
Yeah.
excited and they're just ready just to go out and just fire off on some people.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like a revenge tour for this offensive line to just go out there, be themselves. They don't have to be
hmm
anything more than
hmm
themselves. Be themselves and to go out, have fun, and know that they've got a great quarterback that's behind them, and they've got a great OC that's gonna get everybody on the same page, and they can be themselves and turn loose. And
Yeah.
I think with the amount of dudes that they have, dude,
Yeah.
you can see it in Bedenbaugh's eyes. I've
Yeah.
never seen his eyes more soul piercing in my life. He's always had those eyes that are just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but this year you could see like
Crazy eyes.
fire.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you.
Uh,
And I'm with you that I don't think there is a position group with a bigger chip on their shoulder. I just think, it's a boulder on their shoulder and everybody else, maybe a small little rock compared to the chip they have that they want to make last year a distant memory and everybody forget about that. So I'm with you. They have a lot to prove. So you want
yeah,
that. You want that out of the guys in the trenches, either side of the ball. That's what you want, is having them go out every week with something to prove. So
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, thanks for stopping me and letting me know that I skipped a group there. So now let's move on to Chili's. And I guess it's my turn this time. So the wide receiver room. That's who I'm sending to Chili's. There's depth in that room, and we've talked about it, many times. We're just looking for playmakers. We need guys. We don't need just a pass catcher. We need guys that can score touchdowns, make those big plays, those difference maker type plays. A guy get his hands on the ball and just take it to the house or whatever. Just big explosive plays from that room, and we've seen it at times from Burks. Giovanni Gibson had a nice spring, did a lot of things. Not Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Is that right?
Arkansas Pine Bluff. Yep.
Yep. Did great there. We've seen Jaydn Gibson flash. Elijah Thomas coming in as a freshman. Sategna, Raggins hadn't gotten a ton of reps. Zion Kearney, sophomore year, didn't get a lot of rep last year. And then Jermichael Cardle come in the transfer portal. So just a lot of, I guess you could call them unproven guys, except for maybe Giovanni Gibson, and that was at a lower level. Dion Burks is the only other one in that group that's really, had
Satana's done some
significant.
good stuff.
Yeah, with
Satana's done some
Arkansas.
good stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So the three guys we have, listed as starters all have the most reps, of course. So just need, I don't know, you just need three or four guys behind Burks to show up and be those guys
Mm-hmm.
that you can count on week in and week out, not just a flash in the pan 1 week guy against Illinois
Right.
State. We need those guys to be able to show up every single week. I hope, honestly, it'd make me happy if we had a freshman, flash this year.
Yeah.
Like if
It's been a while
Elijah
since that's
Thomas,
happened.
yeah,
It's been a long
CeeDee
time since it's happened.
Lamb showed a little bit of that, but he was really skinny as a freshman and really didn't
Yeah, but
show his. Yeah,
he also had Sterling Shepard ahead of him.
Right.
So like it was like they didn't need him to be, but he was also too good to keep off the field. And yeah, he
Right.
was kind of a skinnier kid, but they all knew like this guy is talented. We need to get him on the field. Maybe that's what I mean. There's a lot of buzz on Elijah Thomas. Maybe that I'm not thinking he's going to be a number one or number two, number
No, but
three, but a guy that could get 30 catches would be pretty freaking awesome for your freshman year. Your
yep.
rookie years to get 30 catches is helping your team. So
Yeah, we don't expect him to be Ryan Williams. Like
God, Ryan
that
Williams,
guy's a freak,
that
dude.
it
Yeah,
was a
such
lot
a
of fun to
freak.
watch.
Him and
Yeah,
the Ohio State guy. What's his name?
Jeremiah Smith. Yeah,
Yeah, thank
he's
you.
good too.
Both of those guys are just freaks of nature. So those
Man,
don't come along very often.
there are some serious receivers in the SEC. Man, like you got Zachariah Branch of Georgia now.
Mm,
Georgia's also got
I forgot
the
he went
A
there.
and M. Yes, and Georgia also has Nolan, the Texas A&M guy who lit up. I mean, Georgia looks good. Alabama, Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams. Holy smokes! And then you've got LSU now with Aaron Anderson, who's probably
Hmm.
one of the best slot receivers in the SEC, along with Nick Anderson. So the Andersons over there, Nick, if
Right.
say what you want off the field about him, when he's healthy and on the football field and playing, he's your typical X receiver that's just going to run fast, be big kind of guy. So LSU's got some receivers and stuff.
Hmm.
So sorry not to cut you off,
No,
but
no,
there's a
no. You're good.
lot
No,
a lot of
you're right.
receivers in the SEC,
I'm
man.
glad. I'm glad Luther Burden went to the league. I was tired of seeing that guy. I can say that much. But
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah.
he was a problem. Um, Auburn, we play Auburn as well. They didn't have like one guy, but they had a group of guys down there that I know Jackson Arnold's going to be happy to be getting the ball to. So you're right.
Hmm.
SEC, and it's been that way for quite some time, just loaded with wide receivers. So um,
Yeah.
I know our group, you know, pales in comparison to some of those groups. I say that nicely, but you got some stats here. I like this.
Yeah, I wasn't going to, but we're getting deep into it. So like uh, this is the only visual, I swear to God. So
Oh, you're good.
so this is returning production. This is all the current 2025 rosters, and we'll go into deeper on like the different stuff. But um, you sent the receiver group to Chili's. I'm sending the receiver group to Chili's as well.
Mhm.
The areas that I'm concerned with is scores. Like we don't have any proven scores. You have Satana that scored like once, Dion Burks twice, and then you're basically hoping that you've got some FCC transfers that are going to help you be scorers. So this is returning production, ranking, sorting by number of touchdowns. Oklahoma is second with 20.
Hmm.
Okay, that's because, again, most
Yeah,
of their scores are
are
from the
gone.
FCS. No, they're from the
Oh,
FCS.
never
This
mind.
is
Never mind.
25.
Sorry. Yeah, this isn't
If you, if you
this.
filter out all the FCCS transfers, Oklahoma would only have 6 returning touchdowns,
Hmm.
ranked like 6th to last, with only Vanderbilt and Tennessee and South Carolina, Florida and Missouri below them. Texas just a little bit above them at 9, but then
Hmm.
they also have DeAndre Moore and Ryan Wingo.
Yep.
We saw what Wingo can do to us.
Sure.
He's a stud receiver too out there in the SEC. So that's where I'm concerned with is when you have a really bad year like we did last year, those are missed opportunities. That's missed time developing instincts, just developing your team. You have that whole block of time gone. It's just disappeared. You have all these receivers leave you. Some of them didn't even play for us. Good riddance. Then we bring probably the most influential receiver that we gained is Sategna. He's a plug and play starter who's going to plug and play at your slot receiver. Good. Move Dion to the outside. Done. Now what you're looking for, you bring in Giovanni Gibson, Keontae Lewis, Jermichael Carter, and you're hoping Jaden Gibson gets healthy. All four of them are healthy. Good.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking for that X that's out there that can play on a boundary, be your long, tall guy to help you win some 50-50 balls, a guy that can play some bully ball, be able to play, play as a basketball player and just take those, big play big, be big on some of those slants and just block basically just, block out, take a good reception. But I have just been since December with all the our like mass exodus of receivers and rebuilding the whole room. It's all about, can Arbuckle and Mateer develop the rapport on the outside and get some instinctive scores. And looking at it, I mean, they got some scores from the FCS level, because as soon as you, let's see, like, look at this. So first downs, again, first downs, OU is kind of
Yeah.
middle of the road at
Yeah.
68. You had
Before
the
you click on that, unclick
yeah,
that a second. Click on
sure,
the yards per reception and
yards
sort
per
that.
reception.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's not good.
I know.
OU.
So yeah,
Go ahead.
so no, I was just saying something that has to change this year. If this isn't one of the most glaring things, I don't know what is. I mean, touchdowns obviously needs to change, but that's terrible.
Yeah. So what Brad's looking at is yards per reception. Oklahoma is at 10.09 yards per reception, which would be
15th
second
out of
sec
yep,
yeah, 15th out of 16 teams are
yep.
second to last in the conference, only with Mississippi State. And this is taking out the FCS transfers and looking at 2025 roster. So you're looking at the full roster. We just took the
Mhm.
FCS transfers out. Oklahoma only brings back a 10.09 yards per reception with power. Division one, really. I mean, I'll probably look. We can look. So this would have Sategna, Jacob Jordan, Dion Burks,
Wow.
Reagans, and
And
Ivan Carrion. And then, oh yeah, forgot about Martin.
Josiah Martin. Yeah.
Josiah Martin. Yeah, Ivan Carrion and Zion Kearney.
I would be curious to see if that number changes just a little if you put back in FCS.
Oh yeah, it'll probably goes a little bit. Well, I would say probably a lot, because Giovanni Gibson was like one of the biggest play guys. It goes up to 11.6.
So not a ton, but almost a yard and a half. Okay.
Yeah. But look at these first downs. So I was like, wow, 152 first downs for Oklahoma, ranking them number one. But then
Huh.
you take out the FCS transfers
Right.
and it goes down to
Yeah, about 8.
68,
Yeah.
because Keontae Lewis must have been a first down machine,
Hmm.
because the dude had like 30 plus first downs.
Huh.
Like, look at this,
Was,
man.
and you don't have
Giovanni
you
had
don't
50.
you,
Giovanni had 50 first downs and Keontae Lewis had 34. That's
hey
84 first downs between two guys.
hey Rob, you do you not have Jermichael Carter in here yet?
I do not. When I pulled the FCS,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't when he transferred, but I can
That's
throw
right.
him in there.
Yeah, I was just curious. It's not a big deal. That changes. That would probably change things just a little bit,
Yeah.
if a
Yeah.
tick up, if nothing else, of course. But
Yeah, that's why I kind of like to separate the FCS a little bit and look at like what are some of the like the nitty, like where are I don't want to say quality, but like the power five, power four, I can sort all of that out to like what by conference where they came from, just to kind of get an idea of all that. But that's why I have um receivers going to Chili's. I think it's a solid room. I think they have plenty of options. I think it's just a matter of who is going to be another scorer. Who's going to be the other scorer?
yep.
You got Mateer that's going to score. Ott's going to score. Is it going to be Burks? Is it going to be Sategna? Those are Sategna playing the slot is going to get quite a bit of action considering that on our schedule. The other thing on our schedule, we play a lot of man coverage teams, a lot, like five of the top 7 SEC pass
Mhm.
defenses are man coverage dominant, like from Auburn, Ole Miss, Alabama, LSU.
Yeah.
They all run a lot, like 35,
SEC
30% or more.
athletes, man.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yep, it is.
Hey, good on good. Let's do it.
Yep,
That's the way it's been in that league for
exactly.
a long time.
And if you where are our man beaters? Like where are our man beaters? And that's why they're trying to go taller and faster to try to, win on the outside with taller,
Mhm,
faster,
mhm.
bigger players because they know that they're going to end up with a ton of man coverage. Ton.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Agreed.
think LSU, Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, and South Carolina. Sorry. It's yeah, those are the 5.
Okay.
All
And
play man coverage at least 30% or more. And to give reference, OU plays
that's what
17%.
that's what I was
So
gonna ask, how
yeah,
OU compared.
OU's the opposite. Complete opposite philosophy. They are more spot drop zone stuff. We
Mhm.
can talk about that another day. But yeah, Oklahoma's around 17, 18%.
Okay. Okay, we've covered everything but the, Golden Corral room, and
Yeah,
those
this
of
is
you
hard.
those of you keeping track at home, you realize we've covered every position group but one, and so so by default, it looks like the tight end room is falling to Chili's for both of us here, and, um, there's just not any reason for us to feel terribly confident about the tight end room.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh
eh, and,
Canick. I
I
love Canick.
yeah, I like him. I like him getting a run in that tight end room slash H back. Whatever he's going to be doing, because he's a football player. Despite his, he came out of high school. He wasn't a linebacker, and Brent, tried to turn him into a linebacker, and um, he was just never going to be, possibly a starting linebacker. So got an opportunity and move over to tight end. Got some athleticism.
Mhm.
He's not scared to. He won't shy away from contact. He'll be looking for contact.
Yep.
Um, so I wish him well there. We got Huggins, we got Carson Kent. Both are transfers in, and I blame this room on the position coach, who I will not name out loud, but he does have 3 initials in his name. Um, it's been a problem for the last few years. Uh, I don't. I couldn't even tell you who we recruited. I know we got the one that transferred out, Davin Mitchell. Um, couldn't develop him. You can't always count on those 5-star guys to come in and be 5 stars. You have to develop them sometimes too, but that didn't pan out. So that room needs to be a pleasant surprise to you and I. Come the end of September, we just need to see some, I guess, just some quality sound blocking, probably first and foremost, and then just a few key possessions where they can keep the chains moving. I mean, it's very minimal expectations for us, I feel like, from that room. You just don't screw up. That's what we're asking from this room. Just do your freaking job. I think you're muted again, Rob.
Sorry.
Oh,
I
you're good.
uh I think the best thing that happened to this room is Ben Arbuckle. I think he's gonna end up making sure he's gonna scheme the guys in the game plan.
Hmm.
You know, actually, work in some plays to where the tight end can actually be a part of the offense. So there's
Right.
that. Two, I think watching back on Arbuckle's offense, uh, the tight ends. I mean, it's not like as long as they, like you mentioned, are can stand on a board and block. That's all you have to do. Tight end, they're not looking to like drive somebody 3-4 yards. They're just really just, hey, get in front of that guy. Oh, hey, run
Right.
this dig. Be
Yeah.
big. Stand in the
Yeah.
middle of the
Yeah.
field. Like so many times. I forgot Cooper Mathers, I think, is the tight end for Washington State last year. He's like 6'2", 215 pounds, which is exactly what Canic's size is. And like they just asked him to run and stand in the middle of the field and just he was just sitting there jumping with his arms up, like, hey, I'm open.
Mhm.
And Mateer will great vision, will find it and get it to the guy. Expectations are super low,
Mhm.
right? But I think Arbuckle is the guy that's going to turn this. Tight ends are going to be a part of the game plan. They're going to be a part of the offense. Whereas the last guy just had them split zone the whole time and never. And then the next guy was like, "I'm going to make Bauer do everything. I'm going to make him throw the ball on this and do that."
Right.
It's like no, just have them be tight ends. Stand on the board and block, run in the middle of the field, jump up and down. That's why I like the Will Huggins guy because he's like 6'6". I
Right.
mean, he's a tall target. And I mean, just run the little pop play where you have him lie off and just in the red zone, just tell them to go streak down the middle of the field. If the defense forgets about you, you're wide open, 6'6", just go, be a basketball player and go dunk on somebody,
Right.
and that's it. But
Hmm.
we have him here because the last several years between the position coach and the OC, they've just decided, we just don't care about tight ends.
Yeah.
Like we're not
Yeah.
a tight end. We went from we're looking for H backs to truck Texas players and run 60 yards for a touchdown like Trey Miller to
Mhm.
who are these guys?
Right. Oh, by
Okay,
the
yeah.
way,
Oh, by
yeah.
the way, we gotta and and then Kanik, I have to say, the best social media account of all the OU football.
Sure.
That dude is hilarious. I love it. I hope that he has a great year because the dude is definitely a team player. He came here to play linebacker, and now he's trying to learn how to play H back. And he's stuck with the team with all that decision, and goes to arguably the worst position coach that we've got on the roster on the staff. I hope he has a fantastic season. I hope Arbuckle and Mateer just love feeding him the ball because I think he could be sneaky good. I
Right.
think he could be sneaky good. Just watching what Cooper Mathers did for Washington State, there is no reason why Cannon couldn't do the exact same thing. And I think Cooper Mathers for Washington State, their tight end, had like 14 or 12 catches and like 4 or 5 touchdowns or something like that.
Right.
So like you're looking low targets and just scheme up some big
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
touchdowns.
No.
That's
What
it.
and one of those things I think he'd be good at with his track speed is one of those flat where you put him in the flat on the goal lines
Hmm.
and he can
Oh,
outrun
just
guys. He can
yeah, just
outrun guys
turn a
to the
corner.
pylon,
Yep.
dude.
Yep. To the pylon.
So
Yep. Pylon race.
he'd be a weapon down there if you utilized him great. One thing I feel like that we don't mention enough. You mentioned Arbuckle. Um, having Kevin Wilson on staff is a huge benefit to this entire offense. And
Mhm.
I think two rooms where it's the biggest impact is offensive line and tight end.
Mhm.
Kevin Wilson, O line coach, offensive coordinator, I think is his main background. Um, I just think he gives Bedenbaugh that extra coach that Bedenbaugh's never had really that I can
Mhm.
think of, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't think we mention Kevin Wilson's name enough in conjunction with Arbuckle and Bedenbaugh. So that's a nice you know three-headed monster you have in those film rooms.
Yeah,
Um,
it is. That's a
uh,
good point.
and
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, when Kevin Wilson was here, he had some great run game concepts. And you couple that with Arbuckle's ability to, in his passing game
Yeah.
influence, I just
Yeah.
think you have potentially, just a really good offensive overall system this year with those three
Yeah.
guys. But we'll see. I know between last year and the expectations this year, we're just expecting, a complete 180 with offensive rooms, and deservedly so with the moves they made in the transfer portal. What we got, two of the best players out of
Mm-hmm.
the transfer portal, and then a center that's going to compete for a starting job. So yeah, um, we didn't never much.
Mike. Yeah, I was gonna say Jake Mayakoa might actually
Yep,
just start. Like
he
I know
could.
Everett's probably the one to probably end up getting the nod, but he could easily be the starter. So
Yeah, and we saw how important it is to have two and three deep last year on the offensive line. Just guys get banged up on that side of the
yep.
ball. So
Yeah, I don't think Everett has finished a season
mhm,
in the last 2 years.
right. Yep, I think that's right. So okay, we pretty much aligned, and I'm sure most of our listeners wouldn't have a opinion that differed greatly from our thoughts, but maybe there are a few out there. But
I'm sure
uh,
there are.
yeah, there
Uh,
either way, there's always plenty that like to disagree just to disagree. That's the world we live in, right, Rob? So
right. Love
um,
it.
yeah, but no, uh, I think we could summarize by saying, you know, I think we know potentially what we're getting out of those top two rooms, running back and quarterback. I think those other three rooms are the ones that can really make this offense go. So
Oh yeah.
if you got the offensive line that gels like you think, and as good as you think they can be, and then that wide receiver room just have difference makers that can make the explosive plays and score the touchdowns that we need out of that room sorely, and apparently yards per catch and touchdowns too, according to your stats. So
Yep.
just need difference makers at that wide receiver room, and hopefully we have that. But uh, got any other closing remarks?
No, I mean, I guess I'll just wrap up and just say, if we want to get to that 9-3 and that 10-2 offensive line and scores, that's it. You got the quarterback. You got the hardest part. The hardest part is taken care of. You got the OC and the quarterback. That's the hardest part out of you're not going anywhere or doing anything if you don't
Yeah,
have those two checks.
yeah,
Now you just check the offensive line and check scores.
hmm
And we live in a modern day of age of football. Throwing the football and scoring points is like once you've got the quarterback and the OC figured out, should be like automatic. It's just get the rapport, get the practice time, get the reps, get the best five on the offensive line, and let's go. Let's go score.
yeah,
You got a good defense behind you that's not going to do dumb stuff. You got a defense behind you that's not like the Mike Stoops defenses. It's not the Alex Grinch
hmm
battleship coordinator defense. It's head by your best coach on staff and Brent Venables. This should be a very, very good, solid team. Should be
yeah,
really good. I don't think any position out of all of them is elite besides possibly Mateer by the end of the season. But every position group looks pretty solid besides like a few of them that we highlighted in the last one
right,
and
right,
today, but you should have a solid team. And if you want to get to 9-3 and 10-2, offensive line and scorers. Got to
yep,
score.
yep, agreed. 30 points a game would be ideal if you could get to that number with this defense, Rob.
No, I mean, you get to 30
You
points
get
a game, like
yeah,
that's
you get 30 points a game with this offense, and with potentially top four defense, top five, worst case scenario, you're getting your 9 wins.
yeah.
That's my opinion.
No. Yep.
So as long as you can get those two things done, you're good. So yeah, let's wrap things up. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in today. Hope you like our spin for the rankings with the steakhouses. We're going to make that an annual thing, potentially. So appreciate it. Stay tuned for our show here next week or so, and take care, and Boomer Sooner.
That's my standard.